RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles, great professional wrestling video blogs, great sports video blogs, great NBTA video blogs, plus a whole lot more. Collection of my work goes back to June of 2014 on various social media websites. RVBN, the only video blog on the internet that matters. Time now is 7:52 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. Around 19 degrees, and it's Wednesday, March 15, 2017. This is the first video blog of the day. It's about Regis Philbin personality profile. But first, on to the news on Wednesday morning, March 15, 2017. Houston Rockets clinched a playoff spot in the NBA. Mount St. Mary's and Kansas State University won their first 4 games in the NCAA men's basketball tournament. And Japan and Puerto Rico won in the World Baseball Classic. And that's about it on the news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash with my first video blog subject of the day. Get out! You're so sweet, cause they're cute. The more the merrier. Go find something to do. I know. Time to move on, Rich. I'm doing good. I don't care about game shows. Wanna put a wager on that, Richie? Great quotes only on RVBN. Time now is 7:53 in the morning. I'm back. My first video blog subject of the day for March 15, 2017 is my personality profile as usual. Today's personality profile is about legendary TV talk show host Regis Philbin. Regis Philbin's been hosting programs for over 50 years. He's basically semi-retired, but he makes appearances here and there. Regis was born and he grew up in the Bronx, New York. He is of Irish and Italian descent. He majored in sociology at Notre Dame, and he's a big Notre Dame football fan. He watches a lot of their games. And after he graduated from college, Regis joined the U.S. Navy as a supply officer, so he was in charge of supplies. Then after getting out of the Navy, Regis worked as a page at NBC for The Tonight Show in the 1950s when it first started with Steve Allen as host. He did that for a couple of years. Then Regis went to the West Coast in the late 1950s. He hosted a talk show in San Diego in the early 1960s that was shown on Group W stations, Westinghouse stations, including WBZ Channel 4 in Boston, which was an NBC affiliate, and Regis Philbin's show preempted The Tonight Show on those Group W stations. That's a fact check. That lasted a couple of years, and then Regis replaced Steve Allen on his syndicated talk show that went nationwide as well. In the late 1960s, Regis was known for being the sidekick of the Joey Bishop Show that was on ABC, but that did not dent the ratings for The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. In the 1970s and early 1980s, Regis hosted a lot of talk shows, one in St. Louis and a few in LA. He hosted a nationally televised show in LA that was broadcast on NBC with Mary Hart as a co-host for about 8 months in 1981 and 1982. Also, Regis hosted a couple of game shows, The Neighbors, which was kind of like Family Feud for ABC in 1975 and 1976, and the other one called Almost Anything Goes, which was a stunt show for ABC. In 1982, Regis moved back to New York City, and he hosted the morning show on WABC, which that show, the morning show, eventually turned into Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, and eventually Regis and Kelly. And Regis hosted the live show for 29 years, and that was one of the most famous talk shows of all time. It's still going strong without Regis. At first, it was just in the New York market, but in the late 1980s, Live was syndicated throughout the country, and Regis had so many guests. His hosting style is very funny and very enthusiastic. Also, in the early 1980s, Regis hosted a show on the fledgling Lifetime Entertainment Network. It was called Lifestyles with Regis, which lasted a few years. Regis' popularity continued to grow on television. In 1999, Regis was tapped to host Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, a game show which was very successful in the UK for ABC, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was a rating smash for a couple of years, and Regis as host, that show was awesome, and he was famous for saying, "Is that your final answer?" After Who Wants to Be a Millionaire ended, Regis focused on his talk show more. In 2006, Regis was tapped to host a reality/talent show, America's Got Talent, on NBC. He hosted that for a couple of seasons. In 2008, Regis hosted another game show that was worth $1 million. $1 Million Password for CBS. That was for a few years. In 2011, Regis announced he was stepping down as host as Live with Regis and Kelly. Regis still makes appearances on television from time to time. A couple of times he has appeared on the Rachel Ray Show, and also on the Today Show, the 4th Hour. Sometimes he and Kathy Lee host the 4th Hour Today from time to time. In 2013, Regis was one of the hosts for a show called Crowd Goes Wild on FS1, which was 8 months. It was a sports talk show which had a little humor with it, but Regis felt out of place hosting a sports show. It's like the equivalent of Chris Berman moderating Meet the Press. Regis was kind of out of his ball game. And Regis is still going strong at the age of 86, even though the tabloids say he's near death. Don't believe anything you read in the tabloids, because they're just there to sell money. Regis has wrote many books, and he loves to sing. And that's about it on Regis Philbin. I'll be back later. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google Plus with 2 more video blogs for you today. One will be about why couples stay together despite having, bickering among themselves and problems among themselves. Some of the reasons why they stay together. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about the former WWE faction, the Oddities. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Bennett guy. Wally was blood. WCC Alexa and his legs. Elizabeth Hatzel so stunning. She's best. Amy Sweezy's awesome, Amy. And then the Church of WPIX channel of New York, such a rocking Cougars, best legs New York City by none. Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has such sweet southern accent. Best legs in Raleigh, North Carolina. Ren Claire of WHGH channel 7 in Boston. Morning meteorologist, so sweet, best legs in Boston. And Alia Woolley of WABI channel 5 in Bangor, Maine. Rocks and she's got the best legs in Maine. Have a good day, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. Bye.